which has all the data that I collected and displayed it on my app. And this is the postman request. The next thing here, I'm going to go to the Expo app, and basically what I did was take my app component, created another weatherless component within it, which would list a weekly forecast of the weather. Next thing here that I want to show you is the weatherless component, which I use to display all the information for each single day that I fetched back. So basically what I did here was I displayed the image, as you see here, which would make a fetch request and receive the weather icon ID. And then I created a function to parse it and replace the image with the new icon for the weather. After that, I use the time conversion function to display the date of the current forecast. So as you see, 9th of December 2021 is snow, and it's going to be -5. And basically I would parse that with a function called time conversion, and I would take the date time. So in the actual JSON request in Postman, I would access the DT object, which would give me a Unix timestamp, and then I'd parse it, and this is where I parse it, and then I'd receive the date, which would be the day, the month, and then the year to display it. The next thing I would do would be listing the main forecast of it, so whether it be snowy, sunny, cloudy, rainy, windy, all that type of good stuff. So basically what I did there was I created it in my flatlist component, which I inputted with the weather array, which would then reach the main key value pair, which would list the current main forecast, whether it's a cloudy, snowy, etc. The next thing I would do is list the temperature, and I did that with the math floor function because I would get like a decimal to the temperature, so I just want to round it to an integer. So I just took the current temperature for that day and displayed it, and used this syntax to add the degrees and Celsius symbol with it. As you see, it's a flatlist, so I can move up and down. I added a key value pairs, so for every single day, it would have ID. So basically, I would throw that in the key extractor and access it in the weather array under ID. I don't think I gave a representation of the actual flat list, so basically what I did here was create a flat list and create access the data state, and then in between each state I'd get the ID and add it to the key extractor, giving each day an individual specific key pair. The next thing I will do is include a style sheet so I can use some styles, and the render item would be rendering every single object that I received from the daily object within the actual fetch request. Then, as you see here, I added some styles. I exported the weather list back into the app.js, and that's my app.